All right, let's jump right in. The 21st century space race is taking a wild turn. We're way past just planting flags and leaving footprints. Now it's all about who's going to build a permanent, powered future beyond Earth.
So, let me ask you this. Forget everything you know about the old space race. What if the real competition today isn't about who gets there first, but who builds the infrastructure? We're not talking about flags, we're talking about power grids. Who is literally going to control the power on the moon?
And that question, well, it isn't hypothetical anymore. In a really stunning move, Russia and China just announced a deal to build a nuclear power plant on the moon. Yeah, you heard that right. This isn't science fiction, it's a very real plan. Okay, so let's break this down. What exactly does this incredibly ambitious project even look like?
This reactor isn't just some standalone experiment. It's meant to be the heart of something much bigger. The International Lunar Research Station, or the ILRS. This is a massive joint project led by China and Russia to set up a permanent base at the moon's south pole, which, by the way, is a super strategic spot, thought to be packed with resources like water ice. And if you thought that was ambitious, get this. According to the head of the Russian Space Agency, the plan is to build this entire reactor autonomously. His quote is that it will be built without the presence of humans. Think about that. While we don't have all the details, he's claiming the technology is almost ready, which signals a huge leap in robotic construction that could change, well, everything about how we build off-world. Now, this isn't just some vague idea scribbled on a napkin. It is a project with a very detailed multi-decade roadmap and a growing list of partners. So let's look at how they plan to pull this off. And this timeline is frankly aggressive. It really kicks into high gear around 2028, with a mission to lay the foundation. Then, from 2030 to 2035, you're going to see a series of heavy-lift rockets launching components for the robots to start building. But the key date, the one to circle on your calendar, is 2036. That's when the nuclear reactor is scheduled to come online. And by 2050, the goal is a fully fledged base, ready for even deeper missions into space. And this alliance is getting bigger. It's not just a two-country show. Nope. 17 other nations have already signed on to the project. We're talking about a pretty significant international bloc forming here, with countries like Egypt, Pakistan, and South Africa all rallying around this single, unified vision for what to do on the moon. Of course, China and Russia aren't the only ones with big lunar dreams. This whole plan puts them in direct competition with the United States and its own mission to get back to the moon. So the American program is called Artemis. Its main goal is to land astronauts back on the lunar surface, for the first time in over half a century, and to set the stage for a long-term human presence there. And when you put these two moonshots side by side, the current dynamic becomes crystal clear. On one side, you've got the ILRS project, with its detailed roadmap to 2050, a solid plan for nuclear power, and that growing list of partners. On the other side, the Artemis program is, well, it's facing some serious headwinds, including a delay for its key astronaut landing until at least 2027. And that's not all. Adding to the uncertainty for the U.S., the proposed 2026 budget actually calls for canceling the Gateway mission. Gateway is supposed to be NASA's orbital station around the moon, a really critical piece of the whole Artemis architecture. So, talk of canceling it? That throws the entire future of America's long-term lunar strategy into question. So, why? Why all this intense competition? Why go through all the trouble of building a permanent base on the moon in the first place? Well, the answer is about way more than just the moon itself. A moon base is basically the perfect laboratory. It's where you can do research you can't do anywhere else. It's where you test all the technologies needed for long missions, develop things like communications networks, and figure out how to use advanced rovers. Essentially, it's the place where we learn how to live and work sustainably off-world. But the ultimate prize, the real reason for all of this, for both programs, is Mars. The moon is seen as the essential training ground, the critical logistical hub. If you can master settling the moon, you unlock the tech, the experience, and the resources you need to one day put human boots on the red planet. So as these two incredibly ambitious plans move forward and compete, the future of the entire lunar landscape is really hanging in the balance. Which leaves us with one final and really crucial question. As one alliance pushes ahead with a concrete plan for a nuclear-powered base, while its rival faces delays and a whole lot of uncertainty, you have to ask, when 2050 rolls around, who is truly going to hold the power on the moon?